going to begin with words of gratitude and thanksgiving for how good it feels to be in community. And I'll invite you to sing nice and loud, even though your mute buttons are on. Hine Matov. Join me. Hine Matov. Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov. Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Sing Hine Matov. Yeah, umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Sing Hine Matov, Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Sing Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Last time, Hine Matov, Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and welcome on this nice, warm, hopefully indoors, evening, cold outside weekend of Thanksgiving. There's so much to be thankful for. I'm Rabbi Jessica Zimmerman Graf, together with Cantor Toby Glaser. We are delighted to welcome Elana Arian back to Congregation Sherith Israel from the East Coast. We are thrilled to have you and look forward to you leading us in prayer and song throughout the service. So thank you, thank you. And to begin our service, I'd like to invite Stacy Passman, a member of our Board of Trustees, to say hello to us.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to welcome everyone on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Sherith Israel and welcome into our home. And I made a challah this week for us, and our boys are going to sing for us tonight. I feel so connected to Sherith Israel throughout this time because not only because of the social action, but also because our boys are studying for their bar mitzvahs with Cantor Glaser, and just hearing them sing every week with Cantor Glaser brings me right back to all the times from my bat mitzvah to our daughter's bat mitzvah and now theirs. So it's very exciting. And I just want to let you know that Social Action is still doing a ton of work, including Hamotzi. We're working with an immigrant family. We have postcarding that we're still doing for Georgia, trying to get people registered for the votes. 20,000 extra people could actually vote in this election because 17-year-olds became 18-year-olds. I think that number is 20,000. So there is plenty of opportunity on that front. Hamotzi is looking for people to do things. We have all different ways to connect to Hamotzi, and I encourage anyone who wants to fill their heart to come and join me and others in the kitchen at Hamotzi. And if you don't feel like coming into the kitchen, there's plenty of other work to do, including dropping off baked goods because Safeway is not delivering them anymore, all kinds of ways that you can connect. And Gordon just put up the link if you want to email Nancy Sheftel Gomes about this. So welcome, everyone. We'd love to see even more of you.
Thank you. Will you introduce the handsome gentlemen who are all around you there?
Well, I have Ronan, Ronan, one of my twin 12-year-olds, my husband, Dan, me, and then on this side, you can't see him, he's gonna put his head into the picture, Gil, who is going to light the candles for us tonight.
And I'm sure other people have asked the question that Ari just asked me loudly. Where is Ayelet?
She's supposed to be on this call, so someone look for her in the participant list. She's
Hopefully
joining from her room.
Hopefully she's out there. Well, welcome Passman Lapushin family. And hopefully Ayelet is joining us too. And as all of you heard, I neglected to mention, I said Stacy was a member of our board of trustees, but I didn't say that she is also the co-chair of our social action committee and has been doing an incredible job of keeping us at the forefront of everything important that we hope to change in our country. Also, Stacy, I hope you'll give me lessons on how to make really beautiful, shiny chalot, because 4 decades into this project and mine are not beautiful and shiny.
I know, we should.
So,
yeah, I would love to show you what I do. I use the bread machine, part of my trick.
Excellent. All right, you're gonna have lessons. I'm taking lessons next week. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And now I would like to turn us back to Elana Arian to begin to get our spirits ready for this beautiful welcoming of Shabbat.
Thank you, Rabbi. I'd love to teach you a new setting of mine. I like to remind people when I'm visiting communities that I'm new to, although I'm already feeling not new to Sherith Israel this second time together in 2 months, that we're actually commanded in the Psalms that we are to sing a new song, Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash, right? We know how powerful it is to sing music that is the music that we've heard our whole lives and the music that we remember, holding our mom's hand, listening to during the high holiday services. And we know how powerful those melodies can be. And yet in our liturgy, we're commanded, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, let us sing unto God a new song. And so I'll invite all of us to open our hearts and our minds in that spirit as we sing some new melodies together and fulfill that mitzvah and that blessing of continuing to make ourselves and challenge ourselves to be open to a new melody. This is a new melody for Lechuna Ranana, and with text from Psalm 95. And the wonderful thing about it, I think, is that the main words that you need to sing are just lie and lie. Could also be ya and la. Could be ma and na. Anyway, you can choose a syllable, but the point is we're not going to be singing very many words here. Let us sing unto God a new song. Let us sing unto God a new song. This will be your part. It goes like this. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. We'll do that a few times till we get it together. Here we go. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. We're getting more comfortable. One more time. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. We'll take that same melody. We'll sing Lechuna Ranana. God a new song. Let us sing unto God a new song. Ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la
Beautiful. Just before we turn to candle lighting, I have the great privilege over here to see Rami and Mary Arian in a teensy tiny little box on my screen. And I want to give a huge shout out to Elana's wonderful parents. And we just mentioned last time, Mary's very incredibly important place in my education, and also Cantor Glaser's, not to mention Cantor Fromer's and every other rabbi in Cantor out there in the United States. So I'm just so pleased to have you guys here with us, and it's really a privilege, even though it's teeny weeny. I can see your faces and your smiles. So welcome to San Francisco, and we hope you'll join us many times live and in person. And we will continue with the lighting of our Shabbat candles.
We have Ronan Passman-Lapushin getting his candles ready to sing our blessing for
This
us.
one's Gil.
Sorry, Gil. Yes, Ronan is later. I'm very sorry. We have Gil Passman-Lapushin lighting our candles.
Go ahead. Here's your kit.
So do I.
Yeah, you want to light them?
Okay. Okay. So do I sing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu lemitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlikner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Beautiful singing. Future cantor here. From here, I think it's time to welcome the Shabbat bride. So we're going to kick things off. We did it last week. We know it very well now. We've been doing it for a couple of months now. We're going to open with Elana Arian's setting of Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Shamor וזכור בדיבורך השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשמו תפארת ולתהילה
Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha Ki hi mekor habracha Merosh mikedem lesucha Sof maaseh b'machshavat tchila
לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה.
לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. We rise if we are able in body or spirit to welcome the Sabbath companion. בואי ושלום, עטרת פרה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Shabbat shalom, beautiful. Sorry, I was told to turn up, but maybe that's too high. Is that how are we doing? Is that better? We feeling better about the sound?
Yes, lots of
too
thumbs
high.
and nods.
All right. Keep me posted if it's too soft or too loud, but I've tried to turn up a little. We are now, now that we've welcomed the Shabbat companion, not necessarily a bride, I like that, the Shabbat companion, we are going to get ready to pray as a community with our Baruch Hu. And Elana's going to take it away. ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
יאי לילה, יאי לילה, יאי לילה, לילה, יאי לילה, יאי לילה, יאי לילה.
We're reminded each week in the evening and in the morning of the great and powerful and unending love that we feel. In the morning, Ahava Rabbah. In the evening, Ahavat Olam. Please join us. Ahavat Olam. ישראל, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת.
על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו, אך בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו, ובהנהגי יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה.
באהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. We'd now like to invite Ronen Passman-Lapushin to lead us in the Ve'ahavta. Please take it away, Ronen.
All right. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשיתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, ופשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Yasher
Emet.
Koach. Really beautiful, Ronen.
Beautiful, Ronen. Thank you. In this time of Thanksgiving, we take a moment to reflect on this tremendous gift of freedom that we enjoy as Jews and as Americans and as human beings on this earth. We are reminded every week of the miracle of our freedom through this redemption from bondage, through this really picturesque, cinematic miracle that you couldn't miss with the walls of water splitting. And just a reminder to take a moment, each of us, to notice the miracle of freedom in our lives every day. Even though we don't see the seas splitting, we are free and we are grateful. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, tehilot, oh sefele, no la tehilot, oh sefele, yalla, yalla la la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la. Sing, who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai, Adonai. Who is like you? Adonai. Yalla, yalla, la, la, yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 la. Yalla, la, la, yalla, la, 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 yalla, la, 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 la. Yalla, la, 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 la.
So beautiful. Thank you, Elana. It's wonderful to have the composer when when the community has heard a melody a few times, and to have the person who wrote it sing it for us and channel that energy is so wonderful. And at the same time, it's probably been a hard week for a lot of people, dealing with different contexts of ideas of warmth and family and connection, and what that means when we can't necessarily be together. But we do take some comfort in the fact that we have our liturgy and we have this community together for this Shabbat with our Hashkivenu prayer, with this Sukkot Shalom, this shelter of protection, of peace for our community. And so we just want to channel that love between us and you this evening.
Cantor, it seems like you need to turn up still. There's a little something.
Okay, is that too loud? That
People
better?
People seem happy with that, yeah.
All right.
We say, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. A wonderful aspirational prayer as we move into a new phase of this election season, as we move into this holiday season, a reminder that there should be love, that there should be understanding. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Sing, let there be love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship, let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu Leshalom, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu Leshalom.
Ve'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ve'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu לשלום. השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, השכיבנו לשלום.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. We continue with our Amidah, asking God to open up our hearts, to open up our lips to prayer, to open us up to say words of praise, and acknowledging how difficult it can be in these times, as Cantor Glaser said, in these very difficult times for so many of us and for so many people in our community, how very difficult it is to commit to opening our mouths to lips of praise and gratitude. There are so many things to complain about, and there is so much hardship that we're each feeling. And to try to lean into in this Shabbat and this Thanksgiving, and to tune into as much as we can a intention and a feeling of purpose towards praise and gratitude and thanksgiving. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. We rise in body or spirit as we are able to offer words of praise. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Yalla lai 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 Adonai. Yalla lai 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 sfatai tiftach. Yalla lai 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
May the words of my mouth, may the thoughts in my head, may the worries in my heart be acceptable to you. Be acceptable to you. Be accepted, be acceptable to you. Ratzon irefi vehigion libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri vegoali, Adonai tzuri vegoali. You go after me. Here we go. May the words of my mouth, meditations of my heart, be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Vehigion libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri vegoali, Adonai tzuri vegoali. Here comes your Sofi Ve'yon libi lefanecha Adonai etzuri ve'goali Adonai etzuri ve'goali Shabbat Shalom. It's wonderful to be back with you in your community, even in this strange and virtual way. Feeling a lot of warmth from so many of you, and just feeling grateful for this opportunity to see you 2 months in a row and to get to know you a little bit, and for you to get to know me a little bit, and just really grateful to your rabbi and your cantor for being so open and welcoming, and to valuing bringing new music into your community, and to seeing such connection between you has been really beautiful. So thank you. Last month, when it was time for the sermon and song, is what we call it, the musical sharing in the place of the rabbi's sermon, I had planned to do the teaching that I'm going to do with you tonight, but because it was when it was the last Shabbat in October, just a week before the election, as it was coming up to the time for that piece, I felt like it was wrong, and we needed some sort of feelings of power and reminders of how strong our voices are and how important they are, and reminders of how we can react in strength when we're feeling afraid. And I'm thrilled to be with you here in a new month, in a new time, in a new moment in our country's history and in our people's history, and with just enormous gratitude. I just want to acknowledge how different it is to be with you now than it was then. And that's informing the choice of the piece that I want to share with you today. Instead of a piece of strength and power and reminders of how important each of our voices are, I'd love today to take a moment as a community to offer communal blessing, to spend a moment in communal meditation, to focus all of our energies and to focus all of our intentions and our gratitude outward, and to both bless ourselves and bless important people in our lives, and also to bless one another in this community. So this is a setting that I wrote, actually inspired by a type of meditation that I've started doing over the past few years. Because you're hip out in San Francisco, you probably know it already, but it's called loving kindness meditation. Loving kindness meditation, or metta. Some nods from the hippest among you. Very good. I'm just kidding. You all seem great, but since you're on mute, I can say whatever, so I'm doing that. Anyway, loving kindness meditation, for those of you who haven't heard of it before, and I hadn't heard of it before, so I'm just kidding around, really, is based on the idea that we can make ourselves vessels of positivity and light and kindness and love, really whenever we want to. That's one of the gifts of our hearts and our minds as human beings, but that, it takes practice to be able to do that even when we don't want to. And so the idea of this meditation is you come up with a series of phrases. They can be anything, but they often are something along the lines of, may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be healthy. And you begin the meditation, you direct those blessings towards yourself in an acknowledgement, as we learned from our teacher of blessed memory, Debbie Friedman, that each one of us has brokenness, and each one of us needs healing, and each one of us is deserving of wholeness and love. And so the meditation begins, you direct those blessings to yourself. May I be safe, may I be happy, may I be healthy. Then this can go a lot of different ways. The practice that I tend to do is you picture someone who's a force of good in your life, somebody who makes you smile, somebody who makes you happy. And I see some beautiful, loving glances going on here, not to call anyone out, but that's fantastic. You picture those people in your mind, and then you direct those same blessings at them. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. Okay, and then you do that for a while. Now the hard one is coming. You have to picture someone who is not a force of good in your life, right? Somebody who causes you pain, somebody who frustrates you, somebody who is difficult. And you picture them, and you have to direct these blessings at them. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And it's a very small personal act, but I can tell you now, having done it for a couple of years, that it's actually made really a difference for me. And I like to say, which is true, it happened more often before the pandemic when you'd actually bump into people. But when I used to bump into people, I had the experience more than once of bumping into someone who is a difficult person for me. And I had been secretly blessing him behind his back and he didn't know. And it made it easier, you know? It tempered the feelings that I would normally have and made me a little softer. And I think it has enormous potential to do good in our lives. So as I've been doing this practice, I noticed a parallel to what we are taught is the oldest blessing in Judaism, the blessing that you hear, we'll hear at the twins' B'nai Mitzvah whenever that comes, Gil and Ronen, and when you hear at a wedding or a bris or a baby naming, the priestly benediction, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, right? Does that ring a bell? May God bless you and keep you. And actually, it has a similar formula. Listen to this. May God bless you and keep you. May God be gracious to you. May God give you peace. You hear? It's the same. May I be safe. May I be happy. The beautiful thing about the Jewish version of this blessing is that in those peak moments of a wedding or a bar mitzvah or any kind of rite of passage, we are not just saying that blessing in a vacuum. There's actually a line that the congregation says because we're meant to be surrounded by our community in these rites and in these moments. And so the prayer leader says, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, and the congregation says, Ken yehi ratzon, right? It's ringing a bell. Ken yehi ratzon. May it be so. We, as your community, we wrap you in our embrace and our love and our blessing, and we witness this day, and we say, yes, may it be so. May you be treated with grace and compassion and peace. So if you'll indulge me, I'm going to teach you the refrain of this piece. I never know if I should call it a prayer or a meditation or a song. So this thing that I wrote, we're going to do together now, and I'm going to teach you the refrain, and then we'll go through this meditation. You're invited to join me, and no pressure either way. I find for myself that I'm willing to do things over Zoom and try things over Zoom that I might not feel comfortable doing in a room full of people. So that's just one way that this could go. But it's really not so scary. I don't know why I'm starting that way. This is how the refrain goes. It's Ken yehi ratzon, Ken yehi ratzon, may I find my way back home. It goes like this. Ken yehi ratzon, Ken yehi ratzon, may I find my way back home. Then we go the same thing again. Ken yehi ratzon, Ken yehi ratzon, and the end is a tiny bit different. May I find my way back home. So I'll invite you, if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes because it makes it a little bit easier for me to meditate with other people who I totally don't know very well, but they feel like people I know, and you feel like nice people, so I feel comfortable, but still I'll close my eyes. If it makes you feel more comfortable, you can close your eyes, but definitely don't close your eyes if you don't feel more comfortable doing that. That's the whole point. We'll take a few breaths. We begin with ourselves. We are all in need of love. We are all deserving of wholeness. We are all deserving of light. We are all deserving of love. We are all deserving of peace. We open up our hearts and we offer ourselves this blessing. May I be safe. May I be free. May I be free. May I find space to just be. We'll sing Ken yehi ratzon, Ken yehi ratzon, Ken yehi ratzon. May I find my way Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May I find my way back home. We call to mind someone who is good to us, someone whose face makes us smile, someone whose voice, when we hear it, brightens our day. Maybe a teacher, maybe a friend, someone who reaches out to you, someone who seems to know exactly when you're feeling lonely and sends you a text or an email or picks up the phone. Could you imagine if they picked up the phone? Someone who fills our life with goodness, a source of good and love in your life. We open up our hearts and we offer them this blessing. May you be safe. May you be safe. May you be free. May you be free. May you find space. May you find space. Space to just be. Space to just be. We sing, Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you find your way back home. Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you find your way back home. This is the hard one. This isn't easy. Sometimes I don't feel like doing this part, but if we don't do this part, it doesn't really count. It's like eating your vegetables. You gotta do that first. It makes it easier to do the rest of this work. We call to mind someone who is difficult for us, someone who is a challenge, someone who we don't understand. Even though we try, even though we've tried again and again and again, we don't understand them, they don't understand us. Someone who frustrates you, someone who makes you feel small, someone who brings pain, someone who brings confusion. We open up our hearts and we try to offer them this blessing. May you be safe. May you be safe. May you be free. May you be free. May you find space. May you find space. Space to just be. So can you hear Ratzon? Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you find your way back home. Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you find your way back home. And we call to mind all that is good here, all the love in this community, all the hope in this community, the good people in this room. It's not even a room, but it feels like a room because we're together, singing together, praying together, holding up our young leaders, Gil and Ronan, who will lead us forward, who will make us stronger. Good people who will sing in their living rooms or in their bedrooms. Good people who will lovingly say that they can't hear Cantor Glaser, so he doesn't sing the whole service with nobody hearing him. That is so loving. We appreciate that. All the people who've reached out in this difficult time, all the people who've said yes, all the people who've helped each other through these very long, very dark, extremely unusual days. All the good that we can do together when we say yes, when we show up, when we lift our voices in song. We open up our hearts and we offer ourselves this blessing. May we be safe, may we be free, may we be free, may we find space, may we find space to just be. Can you hear Ratzon? Can you hear Ratzon? Can you hear Ratzon? May we find our way back home. Can you hear Ratzon? Can you hear Ratzon? May we find our way back home. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for having me. And next time in person, wishing you all a wonderful season of gratitude and Thanksgiving. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Elana, so much, not only for your beautiful words and your beautiful music, but for setting a tone for us, for our own prayerfulness. And I see so many comments in the chat just about individual people sort of taking your words into their own lives. So we are so grateful to you, and we have a gorgeous sanctuary that we look forward to hosting you in.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you.
In this spirit that Elana has created for us, a spirit of wholeness, a spirit of peace, and a spirit of love, of connection to those who need our healing and our gratitude and our calmness, we share a blessing, asking God for refuah shlema, for complete wholeness for people who are in need of healing. In our congregation on this Shabbat, we pray for the healing and wholeness of Shoshana Hannah Asher, Dr. Elliot Eisenberg, William Kurian, Zach Migdale, Carolyn Stellman, Hilary Van Trees, and those whom you mention now, either out loud where you are or in the chat, for us to incorporate those names into our beautiful Misha Berach prayer.
Misheberach Avotenu Mekor habracha Imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah.
even at this difficult time, or maybe especially at this difficult time, we find ourselves filled with gratitude for so many simchas and for so many beautiful things. We thank you, God, for giving us life and for sustaining us and for enabling us to reach this time when we celebrate together. If you'd like to put a simcha in the chat, we look forward to celebrating with you as Cantor Glaser leads us in this prayer.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. אמן.
We continue with Aleinu.
Yeah, let's. We are going to close our service with our Aleinu prayer. 1 second. Great. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we've drawn into our hearts with our own. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. If you are observing Shiva or Shloshim, the first 7 or 30 days of mourning, please stand where you are and say a name out loud. The perpetual memorials in our congregation are Judith M. Escalante Melvin and Art Rosenberg. If you're observing the first year of mourning for a loved one, please stand and share a name. The yard sites in our congregation on the Shabbat are Evelyn Bischoff, Miriam Carmen, Ernie Chaburo, Sylvia Collier, Gertrude Epp, Saul Fateman, Arnie Feldman, Gordon Flegel, David Frost, Francis Katz, Alusha Kakamovich, Sonia Kakamovich, Emmanuel Jesse Lazar, Don Luce, Edward Merkel, Cecile Phillips, Jerry M. Pincus, Mary Riabinkaya, Ann Becker Schwartzberg, Ruben Sperber, Alex Stern, Nancy Golan Thornburg, Raina Walt, and Seymour Weinstein. If you are observing the yahrzeit death anniversary for a loved one, please stand and share a name where you are. We join together in Kaddish Yatom as we thank God for the privilege of having had these lives. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru, amen. Yehesh me rabba mevarach leolam olmei almaya, yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh, ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shmei dekutsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma ve'imru, amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all mourners. And we say together, amen. We'll pause just for a moment before our closing melodies to share a couple of announcements. Tomorrow morning, please join me for Torah study at 9:15. I'm very excited to be with the Torah study community that I have not been able to be with for several months. And I will say that I am terrified of the technology. We'll do the best we can. So look forward to studying Torah with you tomorrow morning at 9:15. Other announcements, Gordon?
Oh my God, Hanukkah is coming. Can you imagine? Like I just got all like the smells out of my house from last night. So in any event, Hanukkah is coming. There'll be more information forthcoming, but we're going to have candle lighting every single night. You will have to supply your own latkes and sufganiyot. Good luck to you in your kitchens.
Awesome. And to Elana Arian, enormous gratitude on this Thanksgiving weekend for really giving us a beautiful space in which to pray and to pour out our hearts. We look forward to doing this with you much more soon. We will conclude our service with Kiddush and Motzi, followed by a closing melody. And we have some very special people known to all of you that we would like to spotlight for Kiddush. I just saw actually in the chat that there are a couple of anniversaries on this Shabbat, but Raz and Greg Tolson are going to lead us for Kiddush as they celebrate their 49th wedding anniversary on this Shabbat. We say a huge Mazal Tov and Shehechianu, really, as you are thankfully in good health and together many, many more years of happiness and of being able to be together with people so we can hug you on your anniversary.
Somebody else, Toby said he was going to sing because we don't want everybody to leave.
You don't have to sing, but tell us, first of all, Greg, tell us about your fabulous hat. And then will you hold up a Kiddush cup, please? And
yeah, there's the cup.
I see the cup.
There you go.
Is it a cup from somewhere special? It's beautiful.
It was a gift from some friends that we've known for over 50 years for our son's bar mitzvah. And we kept the cup.
And the hat is
Beautiful.
because I don't have much hair and my head gets cold. So Raz made it.
Awesome.
Go Bears.
It's great.
Sort of.
Love it. Well, we wish you a huge Mazal Tov.
Thank you. And happy anniversary to the other people celebrating too.
Yeah, it's a big, I guess, Thanksgiving weekend over the years has been a time to get married. So Mazel Tov to everybody who is celebrating on this Shabbat. Cantor, will you lead us in a blessing of this day and this weekend and these 49 years plus all the others? We've got hundreds of years of anniversaries.
Absolutely, yes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim, l'chaim. And now Ari would like to hold up her very chocolatey and delicious looking, we haven't tasted it yet.
Wow, so
Okay, but I
chocolatey.
just want to ask Ruth Auerbach to also hold up that crazy. Look at this thing, people. I'm gonna.
Can we get it on the screen?
Oh, that's pretty good. Can we
Yeah,
spotlight
it
Ruth?
is a turkey, right?
Wait, how do
Yeah.
can we spotlight Ruth? Can't
Yeah,
see it.
she's
Hold on.
spotlighted. Here, I can just. Let's see if I can make her the full.
Oh, Ruth, you are amazing.
Did one too. Have her hold hers up.
Who did what?
Beautiful.
Valerie did one too.
Oh,
We
Valerie
I
made a
challenged
turkey.
her.
That's awesome. Who else made a challah this week? Anybody else? If you did, hold it up. How
Mine not
magnificent
compared
is
to
it?
Ruth's though.
Oh, they look
very impressed.
They look
Right.
amazing, guys. Great
Well,
job.
Let's
Alright.
bless them. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
All right.
Great. Well, Shabbat Shalom. We are going to close out with our blessing for peace, a Birkat Shalom and Oseh Shalom by Nava Tehillah, wonderful Israeli contemporary group who write some really catchy tunes. So Elana's going to kick us off.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי ציוור ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי ציוור ואמרו אמן.
Ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
יאללה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. Shabbat Shalom. May it be a beautiful week.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.